So anyway, could I refer to one saving identified by CASR in particular, via CASR, CASR Part 21? You familiar with that one? I think you might have mentioned it earlier.
I didn't mention that specific one, Senator, but it would be in our list of 160 potentially.
Yeah. What's the value of that saving for that particular? I think that's bad, but to hear about this one.
We'll get you that detail, Senator. I'm not sure we have it with us. Can I take that on notice?
Yeah.
Senator.
Yep.
Sorry, it is $500,000.
Okay. Now, can I ask which additional countries will now be recognised by Australia for the purpose of mutual recognition in relation to aircraft airworthiness, engineering and airworthiness approvals? So I'm referring to answer 74 from the September the 25th.
I would need to take that on notice, Senator, or alternatively through
so could you
Civil
just
Aviation
outline,
Safety Authority.
For those members of the committee who aren't familiar with
Yep.
this says about aircraft airworthiness engineering. Could you just outline what you've done?
So this relates to clarifying a document issued by the European Aviation Safety Agency, which is taken to be a document issued by the National Aviation Authority of a recognised country to remove any doubt that CASR can recognise approvals and certificates issued by CASR.
Are you able to access, just during the course of the morning, a list of the countries that are now mutually recognised?
We may be able to, Senator. Certainly try.
Would it be on file in the department?
It would be within the Civil Aviation Safety Authority.
Okay. If you could track it down as urgently as possible, that would be helpful. How was the $500,000 savings calculated?
Again, Senator, it was calculated using the regulatory burden measurement framework prescribed by the Office of Best Practice Regulation, and so the Civil Aviation Safety Authority will have collated those costs. They would have also had those on their website for public consultation through the regulatory impact statement process.
Okay, and I know that Senator Heffernan is going to be interested in this one as well. Could I ask about removing the requirement for a student pilot licence and pilot proficiency checks in certain circumstances, Part 61? What's the change there that you've identified?
Sorry, Senator, if I can just have a moment to find that answer.
Yep, no worries.
Sorry, Senator, there's 160 to go through.
Yeah, no,
Are there any other questions that you wanted to ask whilst I'm looking for that particular one?
What are the savings, what's the change, and has a risk assessment been undertaken for this measure?
Senator, the Part 61 measures were the subject of many years of consultation and study in terms of the future changes. We'll come back to you on notice with some advice from Civil Aviation Safety Authority, if you don't mind on that one.
No, so I don't have to release you under the new standing orders until I get the answers to my questions during the course of the day. So you should be advised that I'm not releasing this section, and if necessary, we'll call you back on Friday under the new standing orders. So you will be able to track this information down for me during the course of the morning.
I don't think I was giving you any indication I'd do other than that,
No,
Senator.
you were taking it on notice, which means you didn't have to come back. I'm saying to you, no, I'm prepared to wait, and under the new standing orders, I don't have to release you until I've got the questions, my questions are finished. And my questions won't be finished until you give me that information. So no one, when they get up from the table, at whatever stage Senator Heffernan says you're allowed to depart the table, you should understand you're not released. Because any senator...
We understand that, Senator.
No, I'm just making sure the officers understand.
They understand.
Any senator can ask you to
you.
stay to answer the questions until we're finished.
So the challenge in the line of questioning that you have here is that it does go across the breadth of the portfolio. So as Ms Spencer indicated, there's 160 individual pieces of regulatory
I'm asking
changes.
about one.
Yes, but Senator, the detailed knowledge of the individual components that make up that 150.
But that's what we do at Senate estimates. We ask the experts
I understand that,
Thank you very
here
much.
so that we can get the detailed information.
But the experts associated with this issue are the officers that will be called in the section that will deal with CASR. So each individual component of this, Ms Spencer will have a very brief description.
So the release may well come in CASR, in other words.
So that is the challenge, because your questions will go the breadth of the portfolio.
No, I've just asked about one specific.
So if CASR answers the question,
No, the department made the decision. It's not a CASA decision. The department made the decision,
CASA's
so
not part of the
department
department?
should be able to answer questions about a decision it's
Senator,
made.
all of the agencies in the portfolio are subject to the savings target in relation to the regulation. CASA has made these changes, and the explanation for those changes and the rationale will be explained by CASA.
But you have had carriage of them, so I'm not being unreasonable when I ask you about them, and we have the officer in charge of them. And I appreciate it's 161. This is not a criticism of Ms Spencer. There are 161 for her to try and have knowledge of. But all I'm saying is more information can be supplied to Ms Spencer while we're here in the room.
And that's what we'll endeavour to do.
Yeah, not on notice, can be supplied.
so what's the proposition of trainee pilots?
Yeah, exactly. I thought
But what is it? You haven't actually said.
No, well, I'm actually asking for an explanation.
What's the
They've
proposition you're
removed the
asking?
requirement for student pilot licence and pilot proficiency checks in certain circumstances. And I'm asking, what is that?
So you don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm actually
I was
asking.
hoping you might. Righto.